Bonjour!
Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new and quick video in which we're going to talk about the auctions. For those of you who are following my videos for a very long time, you already know I talked about the Christmas event that I told you about the auctions. Auctions is basically the possibility for you to get rare tanks or tanks that we don't see that much in the shop for a cheaper price if you are patient, or for a high price if you want to get them straight when they are released. The auctions are going to last till the 4th of January if I'm not mistaken, and you're going to see new vehicles pretty much every single week. I'm not sure that I will be able to tell you about all the tanks, as in 2 days I need to come back to my family for Christmas and therefore I'll not have access to the PC, but I'll try my best to review all of them if I have the time. So here, as you can see, we already have several tanks in the auctions, and that's the first time I think that they are already putting in the auctions those tanks like T95E6, M60, tier 10 tanks. Usually Wargaming doesn't do that. It's between tier 6, not tier 6, but tier 7 to tier 9 tanks. But that's actually a really good thing. Let's not lose too much time. We jump directly into it. I'm going to tell you which tanks are worth it and which are not. First thing first, even before starting the video, wait as much as possible if you want to drop them for a really cheaper price. Trust me, I've been around for 4 years by now, and every time there was the auctions, you could wait till the price dropped to the lowest possible point and you still had thousands of tanks to be able to get. It's useless to buy them straight as they are released because you are fearing that some people will get them before you. It never happened. Pretty much any year, it never happened. So, T2065, is it a good tank to get in the auctions? In my opinion, no. No, because this tank is going to come back in the shop, and pretty much there are several tanks at tier 8 that are doing a way better job than this one. For example, the Ice 3 Defender, which is a much better price for its... Sorry, guys. For its price, the Ice 3 Defender is way better. Now, Tankenstein, not worth it. That's the first tank that was available for the Halloween event. It's definitely not worth it. If you're a collector, maybe, but trust me, this tank sucks. You don't want to have it. You would rather spend your gold on something quite juicy, and that's where we talk about the Defender Mark 1, the Centurion Defender. This is a good tank to get. Wait for the price to drop, of course. But this is an amazing tank. The Defender MK1 is, in my opinion, the most versatile tank out of all the Defenders. For the Ice 3 Defender, if we were maybe 2 years ago, I would say yes, the Ice 3 Defender is worth it. But nowadays, I don't think it's worth it anymore. Simply over the fact that, yes, this is a tank that has an autoloader. That's basically an Ice 3 with an autoloader. But when you compare it to other Defenders, I feel like this one is a little bit power correct, because the T28 Defender, yes, has less mobility than the Ice 3, but a way better armor and also a way better gun. And the Defender MK1 is completely bursting and destroying both the Ice 3 and the T28 Defender. So if you are looking for a Defender to get, trust me, you want to get first the Centurion, second the T28 prototype, and finally the Ice 3 Defender. For the rest of the tank, we are going to talk about the T95E6. In my opinion, T95E6 is not worth it. Of course, if you are looking for a tier 10 collectible tank, yes, it could be a good idea to get it. But the main problem and good side at the same time of the T95E6 is that this tank is made for pro players only. It's definitely not a tank that is made for everybody. Why? Simply because you have a huge cupola. It's not like the traditional Chieftain or Super Conqueror where you just have to be in all down and smoke everything that comes around the corner simply because they will not be able to penetrate your turret. With the T95E6, you have a really light armor when it comes to the turret, and therefore you have to play it kind of like a medium tank. To me, the T95E6, even if it's mentioned as a heavy tank in the game, is more of a medium, and therefore you need to adapt your playstyle, because playing as a heavy tank on the medium side is different than playing a medium tank on the medium side. So if you're a good player, T95E6 could actually be a good idea. But otherwise, don't go for it. K91, not worth it. I know the tank went over several buffs and that nowadays it's kind of a good tank, but trust me, tier 9 premiums are definitely not the best, because one one game out of two, you're going to fall with tier 10, and tier 10 are much better tank than tier 9. And therefore, having a tier 9 premium tank, in my opinion, in this game and also in World of Tanks PC is not worth it. So I don't think you should spend your money on the K91. Maybe if Wargaming puts into the game the 50 TP, which is in test right now, it's going to be a much better tank than the K91. In my opinion, it's going to power creep every single tier 9 premium, beside, of course, the AMX first prototype, which is still an amazing tank. But yeah, K91, not worth it. Now, M60. Before doing that video, I tried the M60. I don't really see the difference with the previous M60. Knowing, I want to show you something real quick on the M60. As you can see, on the model of the tank, or at least like Wargaming is presenting it to you, it has a cupola. In the game, you do not have that cupola. It's the model that was taken from World of Tanks PC. But don't worry, if you buy your M60, because I know a lot of people ask me that, you will not have any trouble simply over the fact that this cupola doesn't exist. Let me put back, yeah, like that. So for the M60, honestly, it's a collector tank. It's your only way to get it is Christmas. Wargaming never sell it. I think they did one time for $100 during this year, but if you want to drop it at a really cheaper price than $100, here is your chance. I don't think it's worth it because I actually own the tank. It's pretty much the same as the M48 pattern. I don't really see the difference. But if you are really the kind of guy that likes to get extremely rare tanks, then yes, the M60 is definitely a go-to. But trust me, M60, not worth it if you are looking for something that does credits, because the M60 doesn't have a premium status. You will not make credits with the M60, whereas if you buy a T95E6, then yes, you will make credits. That's something to take in mind. When you buy an M60, you are buying a regular M48 pattern, but reskin, without the credit coefficient being increased. It's important, I think. Finally, the Gravedigger, we have the Smasher, which is way better. We have the Annihilator, which is way better. We have the Helsing, which is way better. We have the Dracula, which is way better. Do I need to continue the list? Gravedigger is not worth it. So yeah, pretty much out of all the tanks here, if I had to tell you buy only one, I would go for the Defender, the Centurion Mark I, which is, in my opinion, the best one. For the rest, not worth it. You should wait for juicy offers. I'm expecting Wargaming to put Chrysler K, AMX M449, maybe Chimera, who knows. Plenty of tanks. As you can see, just look at how many tanks are still waiting to be dropped. So yeah, trust me, guys. I think it could be a good idea for you to wait for new tanks because the most juicy offers are coming in 3 or 4 days. Hope you enjoyed that video and it helped you choosing your tanks through the auctions, not for you to get scammed. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. And I'm going to see you soon for a new video. Au revoir.